Welcome to Pivots in the Pandemic, where we highlight businesses making promising pivots in the midst of the crisis we find ourselves in today. I'm Ryan Fire, and I'm joined, as always, by Johnny McKenna. Hey, Johnny.
Hey.
So, this is our 6th week hosting this live stream on Facebook, and before we get into this week's topic, just a little recap of where we've been. Week 1, we talked about pivoting your operations to meet your customer needs, and we highlighted 2 businesses there, Aggie Mae's Bakery and Addicts. And then week 2, we talked about Brick to Click, which is the process of, or the consumer experience of ordering online and picking up in a store or at a curb. Highlighted 2 businesses, Argus Farm Stop and Gordon Food Stores. Then week 3, we talked about advertising in the midst of the pandemic, highlighted 2 local businesses, or 1 local business, Elif Brothers and Hotels.com. Week 4, email marketing, we highlighted Eco Buns and the Mitten State. And then last week, week 5, we talked about e-commerce, highlighted my favorite coffee brand, Madcap Coffee, and Johnny's favorite hair place, Bondi Salon, out in Holland. And so today is our 6th week. What's our topic, Johnny?
Today we were talking about everybody's favorite thing, especially right now, and that is social media.
Yeah, social media. It's an important part of any marketing strategy, and in fact, for many brands, it's their only marketing platform. And it's become increasingly important, like Johnny said, in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis. So, Johnny, you've got our first example of a business making a promising pivot with social media. Who do you have?
All right, so we are highlighting this week Vallejo Training. So social media, as you guys know, is hard enough to do well and consistently, even in the best of times. But with new challenges of fighting through even more noise right now on social media channels, because everyone is turning to social media right now, and rightfully so. Like Ryan mentioned, for a lot of people, it's their only channel they have for marketing. But a lot of companies are utilizing this, and so there's just a lot more posts and things that people are seeing each and every day because of the pandemic. So how do you stay relevant and connected to your customers, your clients, your audience? How do you do all that stuff? And for a fitness company, how do you even stay connected with clients? Bigger gyms right now I know are struggling to keep memberships because they can't physically go. People can't physically go to the gym. And who even knows when that will even be possible? Unfortunately, I had to cancel my family's gym membership just recently, just because it didn't make sense for us financially right now to be keeping it as much as we wanted to support the gym. Financially, it just didn't make sense to continue to have it coming in because we don't know when we're going to be able to use it. But personal trainers here maybe have a little bit of a benefit because they don't always have a brick and mortar location available to them. And it helps them. They're better suited for a time when people are stuck at their homes. Now, the company that I'm highlighting, Vallejo, they've been very active on social media, and they've even done a great job of continuing to advertise towards potential clients by staying consistent, and they open up conversations all the times in any comments they receive on the posts that they've been doing. So some things that I love that Vallejo has been doing is they've done a fun series of couch exercises. So, a lot of us right now are on our couch anyways. Most of us are probably watching Tiger King or something, and not really using it to get healthier, but just to, just stay sitting down and watching something. But they were showing us, how to use a couch as a tool in your workout, whether it's for stability or, something that you're utilizing this couch for exercise instead of just sitting. Of course, they're using things like Zoom for classes, they're doing training, and accountability even, just checking in with their members and people saying, hey, how you doing? How you staying motivated? How can we help you? They did this super fun thing called kettlebells and cocktails, and they opened it up to their members and non-members, so you could jump in, have some fun, but also have a little cocktail hour afterwards and hang out and just social time, which is great. They've also done just such a good job of being honest about what it's like being stuck at home. Even for fitness instructors, it's a married couple that own it. They talked about parenting right now. They are making Tiger King references along the way. They're just having like a super fun time with their social media. They're about to be dropping pretty soon here what they're calling their 6 core in teen exercises, which is super fun. And they're going to be continuing, to do kettlebells and cocktails for people, a Friday at 4 o'clock thing for as long as they can. So something that, they started amidst the pandemic, but are wanting to continue on as they've just found it to be a super fun thing. They're doing things like writing at-home custom workouts for their members. They're developing an app right now. I mean, this is a company that I feel like is, not only I feel like killing it in the social media aspect, but man, just doing awesome pivots and doing great things right now when they are kind of stuck because of everything happening in the pandemic. They are using this time to not just sit back and figure out, man, what do we do? They are working hard to continue to thrive in the pandemic, but even be just set up for success when things begin to shift and people are able to start getting out of their homes more. So man, great job, Vallejo, on using social media as a tool to connect with current and even future clients. And you've just been shining these past few months and being consistent and conversational while providing some awesome content. Ryan, I have 2 questions for you. What are you doing right now to stay active, whether it's exercise or whatnot? And what's been maybe one of your favorite things companies have been doing right now using social media?
Yeah, the first question is kind of personal. But no, we've tried to make an effort of, go for walks around the neighborhood and stuff like that. It's hard to do anything right now with the kids. We can't bring them anywhere or whatever, so we have to involve them in our exercise routine. But
those walks to the mailbox.
What's that?
Those walks to the mailbox I've been seeing.
The walks to the mailbox are good. About once a week I get to put out the trash, roll it out to the curb. So that's been a good, calisthenic.
Right. Solid lifting as well as some, aerobic exercise. It's good.
Strength training is important to me.
Right.
Some of the coolest stuff I've seen on social media recently are the live streams. It seems like that picked up really quickly when we went into the COVID phase of our lives, and it's been really cool to see the creativity that a lot of brands have introduced with the live stream, whether it's the concerts that the artists are doing, or kind of the larger scale things like the prom that John Krasinski did on Some Good News channel. That was a live stream. That was really cool. And just at the brand level as well, live streams of showing what's happening, within businesses and in the world, and doing dance classes and exercise classes and all that stuff. It's been really cool to see that live digital connection. We have a friend who says that digital is not the opposite of real. It's just different. It's just digital. It's still real. So live streams are really cool to see that brands and businesses are utilizing that to kind of still connect with their customers.
Yeah, that's been super fun. I mean, so much good has come out of this too, as you've been saying. I mean, even just realizing that digital is not real; it's just digital, and the way companies have been responding. And I know I've been loving what Nike's been doing. They are giving away premium content on their Nike Training Club app. You can go on there and do workouts for free that normally they'd charge for, but now they know, like right now, mental health, physical health is not easy right now. So they're doing cool stuff like that, and the Instagram Live workout classes, everything that lots of brands are doing, companies are doing, has been super cool to see. But so that's my pick this week. Ryan, can you tell us a little bit about yours?
Well, first of all, I didn't realize you were a Nike guy. I thought you were more like an Adidas based on the shirts and stuff you've been wearing the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, so maybe there's more to come. I guess we'll see.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, I've actually, I do have a couple brands to share today. And 2 of them, Potter Park Zoo, which is a zoo here in Lansing, and John Ball Zoo, which is out by you, Johnny, in Grand Rapids. And they've been kind of 2 exemplary examples of using social media during the pandemic, and 2 good pivots. So we all understand what a zoo is, and it's a public space where crowds congregate. And so with COVID-19, they can't accept any visitors. And the problem that creates is that they also rely on ticket sales to do the work that they do. And then to kind of make the problem worse is that like you can't do a whole lot of downsizing of your operations like you can with a business. You know, you can't just fire the lion and the penguins to cut costs. And there's probably some type of threshold for a minimum viability in order to continue your mission of taking care of animals and providing learning experiences for your community. It's been a big challenge for zoos, I imagine. And what I've seen Potter Park Zoo and John Ball Zoo is join this nationwide messaging movement that a lot of zoos and aquariums have been using called #closed but still caring, as in they're closed to the public but still caring for animals. Are still continuing their mission and doing their day-to-day activities. It's just they have to be closed to the public right now. And so if you go back to the mission of many zoos, and they'll state this in different ways, it's number one, to care for animals, and then it's number two, to inspire and educate, etc., the community. And so how can you do that as a zoo when you can't allow guests on your property? So many zoos have been able to leverage social media to continue to accomplish that. So Potter Park and John Ball have both leveraged social media channels to profile their animals, whether it's using video or photos. Potter Park rolled out this content piece called the Zookeeper Cam that they'll roll out every once in a while. It's just a short video, usually of one of their animals just being themselves, and it's really cute and shareable content, and people love it. John Ball Zoo has a similar content called the Zoo Insider, and it features someone from their staff talking about something important to the zoo or their mission or an animal, feeding a bear, whatever it is that they have going on that day. So those have been cool to see. Both of the zoos, Potter Park Zoo and John Ball Zoo, have also been able to use social media to inspire donations to help the zoo, whether it's through like an adopt an animal kind of program or initiative, or even utilizing the native Facebook donations feature. They've also been selling memberships online, or even partnering with other organizations to raise money. I think it was John Ball Zoo partnered with a stuffed animal making company where a portion of their proceeds were going to go to support the zoo. So that was really cool to see. And the reality, for us as businesses, how do we translate what a zoo is doing to what we're doing? Most of us exist to further some type of vision or mission. And sure, the result of every business should be to generate a profit, but that's not why we're doing what we're doing as a business. And so there are ways even now to leverage social media to continue to accomplish your mission as a business, even if you have to close. So like with gyms, if your mission, or with personal trainers, if it's to help people strengthen their bodies, you can deliver that in some way digitally using social media. If your mission, like most landscaping businesses, is to help people feel good about how their home looks, you can help them digitally, and then eventually physically. But for a landscape company, you can post inspirational content of beautiful features, or maybe even some simple do-it-yourself hacks that will help you get through the times until a professional can come by and help you. But just simple things to improve the curb appeal of your home. And one of the things that I think is worth mentioning is that many businesses have had to transform in the last 7 weeks or so to become digitally relevant, because we've had to shut our doors publicly. We've had to connect with our customers digitally. And so like maybe in the last 7 weeks, you've actually updated the business information on your social profiles for the first time in a long time because of how your business has shifted. And maybe you've used Facebook Messenger as a tool for the first time to communicate with your clients or potential customers, and that's great. Another great thing is that I feel like we're starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel for businesses. And I really feel like there's going to be a surge of activity once the threat of COVID-19 lessens and restrictions are loosened. Even in the last week, we've seen here in Michigan, some of the restrictions have been loosened. And, I can't get a landscaper to return my call because they can now do business, and there's just a surge of activity. So businesses, again, they're going to have to adapt and get their staff back, maybe retrain, and suddenly going to have to be able to handle a huge surge of business, which is great. We all want that. But I would encourage you to not abandon your social media efforts when that happens. Customers are still going to want to communicate with you using social media. They're still going to want to continue to see content from you on social media. So figure out a way to continue to build that channel for your business once you go back to kind of business as usual or even a surge in business. So that's, those are two brands, I guess. I don't know if you'd call them a business, but those two zoos that I saw leveraging social media, doing a great job. Those parks there, a lot of friends sharing photos and videos from those parks, and it's great to see that you're continuing to accomplish your mission even when you can't have people in the park with you there. So that's great. Good job, John Ball Zoo in Grand Rapids and Potter Park Zoo here in Lansing. So Johnny, we talked about adding a new segment to these live streams, and do you want to go over what that is?
Yes. So we would love to just help anyone out there that is looking for some, constructive criticism or feedback on their website, their social media, whatever they're doing, that they're just looking for, professionals' advice on how they can continue to market their business well. So if you would like to get mine and Ryan's just advice and opinion and get some feedback on how you can make your website or social, whatever you're looking for, even better than it already is, please comment, your business, send us a message on Facebook or Instagram, or send us an email, do whatever it is that's easiest for you. Connect with us, share with us your website and your social, and we will just give you a feedback session of it live on Pivots in the Pandemic in the weeks to come. We're gonna hopefully highlight a few of those each week. Just look at their website, tell you what we love, and tell you what we'd love to see maybe for you in the future. So yeah, anything I missed in that, Ryan? I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything there.
No, that's great. We just want to, live on the air, go over, just our interpretation of what we see on the website, the pros, the cons, the things that are helping you, the things that may be obstacles for your customers, or maybe just things that are unclear that you want to just an opinion on. We'd be happy to do that for you if you just, again, leave a comment, send us a message, an email, whatever you want to do. So thank you for joining us for another installment of Pivots in the Pandemic, where we highlight promising pivots made by businesses in the midst of this crisis. I'm Ryan Fire, and joined by Johnny McKenna. Have a great week.